Next, we are going to talk about one more group of majors, which are the audition-based and portfolio-based majors. I want to clear up a really common misconception. Majoring in art or majoring in music at a college is not like your high school music class where you just show up and you get a 95. These majors are some of the hardest to get into. They often require you to have an extensive portfolio. You often have to audition. Sometimes they do not even offer interviews to people who they don't like their portfolio, and they'll have multiple rounds. They often have an earlier deadline. So these programs tend to have lower acceptance rates than just general programs. So for example, at Carnegie Mellon, which is already hard to get into, they have a general acceptance rate of 11%. Getting accepted to their drama program is even harder than getting accepted into their engineering program. It's about 8% as of the last statistics they released. And this is because these programs have a very small number of seats, and the people who apply have significant experience. Often they've devoted their entire lives to it. It's not just a hobby for them. So we really don't recommend pursuing these majors unless you are truly, truly, truly exceptional at them.
I 100% agree. And I want to emphasize that because I know a lot of students have special talents, like music. Everybody plays music. Like you play in your high school orchestra, or, like you, for art, for example, a lot of students paint or sketch or draw, or, did like performance in your high school as well. So high percentage of students have special talent. But in terms of college application, unless, as Emily mentioned, unless you're truly, truly exceptional, use your special talents as your edge or as your application theme, as we mentioned many, many times in previous webinar, as your application theme or part of the application theme. Do not use it as do not apply the major. That's what I want to emphasize.
Next, we're going to talk about a couple different miscellaneous topics that go under the criteria of major. First, we're going to talk about highly competitive interdisciplinary majors and dual degree programs. First, I just want to explain what those words mean. Interdisciplinary majors are majors that don't just fall within one's field of study. So for example, a major that combines business and computer science would be interdisciplinary because it's not just business or just computer science, it's both. Dual degree programs are a little bit different. Basically, you're applying to two programs and you will earn a bachelor's degree in two separate things, often two bachelor's degrees. So a Bachelor of Fine Arts in maybe music and a BS in engineering. And an example of this might be that Brown University offers a dual degree with the Rhode Island School of Design, where you can get a degree from both schools. They tend to take a little bit longer, normally about 5 years instead of your typical 4. And they're more competitive generally because you can't just be good at one of the things. If you're applying for a dual degree major, you have to be really good at both of them. And Katya is going to give a couple of examples of other dual degree programs. But again, we want to emphasize that for most of them, you do have to be quite good at both aspects for it to make sense to apply to a dual degree or interdisciplinary major.
Yes. For example, Juilliard and Columbia University have dual degree program. Students will finish this program in 5 years, and they will receive a degree from Juilliard and degree from Columbia in music. This is a highly, highly competitive program to get in. Similarly, UPenn, University of Pennsylvania, it has a dual degree program within the university by Wharton Business School and Engineering College. And this is one of the most selective programs in the country. It's very, very, very hard to get in because both programs are popular: business, Wharton Business School, and engineering. The next one I want to mention is CS plus X at University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. I wouldn't say this is like a highly competitive. It depends on what does the X mean, right? There are CS plus animal science, CS plus education, CS plus chemistry, CS plus philosophy. The purpose of such a program is to use computer language and apply it to the arts and the science major you study. For example, CS plus education means using computer language and apply it to your educational research. In that case, I wouldn't say this is more competitive compared to applying for the CS at the UIUC, the pure CS major at UIUC. But some might be competitive as well. For example, CS plus economics or CS plus business, right? It depends on the X